Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom. We wanna be loved. Hey, that's okay. Hold the line right with my sexuality. But you gotta be down. And people gotta be true. 'Cause otherwise this thing ain't got no time for you. Baby, baby, baby. I got so much.
Okay, so I was just ratting, coming from where I'm coming from, and I came to the realization, like just before I hit record, that a lot of my standoffish nature is because sometimes, you know, like when somebody want to fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you. I mean, and they gonna fuck with you to the point to where you know they fuck with you, that they got love for you, that they care about you, that they... Now, some of this, depending on the type of relationship, depending on the distance of location, depending on a lot of different factors, depending on the narrative, nature, and character of the person, that can come off in many different ways. Sometimes it's calls, sometimes it's long conversations, sometimes it's just checking on you texts, sometimes it's picking up the phone when you call, sometimes it's answering emails and responding back. Sometimes it is, you know, physical presence, showing up, being there, saying that you know, just showing that you care. And what I've realized today, a few moments ago, is that once I feel a person is giving me the cold shoulder, I never bother people again. Or if I do, I let it be known that I think that I'm bothering you because of the way that you respond, your tone, and all of those things in that nature. Now, honestly, I think I'm this way because of my upbringing. When I was growing up, well, one, my mother always seemed like she don't never want to be bothered. So because she don't act like she be wanting to be bothered, or she acts like I'm bothering her if I call her too much, if I want to talk to her and want her to be my mom, like, this shit is different, bruh. Like, most people's mothers, especially, are very communicative. They are there for their children. They want to talk to them often. They want to be there for them. They want to, you know what I'm saying, do anything that they can, especially presence-wise, so their children know that they are important to their lives. However, in my situation, in my dilemma, like if I call my mother more than 2 days in a row, if I call my mother and, you know what I'm saying, even sometimes when I call my mother and I'm talking to her about something, she will be on the phone, totally ignore me. She will be on the phone doing some other shit. Like, what I'm saying or my concern or whatever I'm talking about isn't important. And then she really only called when, you know what I'm saying, she bored, or she, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it seems like trying to prove a point or trying to make herself feel better. But what I'm saying is that in so many occasions, my mother acts like I be bothering her. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, when I was a child, she kind of taught me that. Like, if a person act like they don't want to be bothered, or if a person don't invite you, or if a person is standoffish, then don't beg to be a part of their lives. Don't bother a person that acts like that towards you. And when it came to even my dad, she used to always, you know what I'm saying, she never really tried to talk bad about him, but she always used to say shit like, you know what I'm saying, if he wanted to be bothered with you, he would come and get you. If he wanted, you know what I'm saying, to be bothered with you, you know what I'm saying, he do everything else. He don't make time for you, you know what I'm saying. And over the course of, you know, by 9 years old, I just felt like, well, at 9 years old, I told him I didn't want to see him again because he didn't either. It was either he didn't come and see me or he didn't buy me nothing. I'm sure it wasn't the fact that he didn't buy me something, but it was the fact that I didn't feel like a priority to him for myself. Now, at 9 years old, I don't think that I knew what being a priority to a person was, but based on what my mother was telling me, he didn't treat me the way that he treated the things that he deemed as important. Now, that could be because he didn't want to deal with her crazy ass. That could be because, you know what I'm saying, he didn't want to deal with her mama. You know what I'm saying? That could be because it's a lot of reasons that could be. But the narrative that I was fed, and based on what I experienced, that was like, man, maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't love me. Maybe he doesn't want to be bothered. Maybe he doesn't want me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those are the type of things that used to be thrown at me. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I didn't do something she didn't like, or if I would say I wanted to go see my dad, or, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that, her response would be a retaliation and a defamation of his character. But not only that, it would be like, if I say that I want my dad and your response is he don't want you anyways, or he don't want to be bothered with you, you know what I'm saying? If that's the response, then what you're doing is you're tearing down my confidence. You're tearing down the secure place that I should know that I have. And I believe that the course of that is the reason why, even after me and my dad would get close, you know what I'm saying, I just felt a distance there because it was so many years that we weren't close that it was hard to embrace being close after not being close. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a person miss out on so much of your life, eventually it begins to feel like, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to be a part of your life. So, eventually you manage for me, I manage my life by, if you don't make your attempt to be in my life, if I reach out, if I do everything on my part to be a good person, to be, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, involved, for us to be involved in each other's life, then I'm not going to continue. So I came to this conclusion, or I came to this topic because I just was emailing or text message my cousin. And this particular cousin, we don't have a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? We talk or whatever. There was something that happened that I was disappointed in. But like, other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we good. But I've called her a couple times and she didn't answer. I talked to my mom and I told my mom, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I tried to call such and such. They ain't answer the phone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they avoided me, if they don't want to be bothered. I don't know what it is. So I was just like, you know, this is my mindset. If I reach out to you and you know what I'm saying, don't call me back, you don't answer your phone, you don't act like you want to be bothered, then I feel like I'm bothering you. If I reach out and you know what I'm saying, ignore me, or if you, and it could be just forgetfulness. It could be, oh, it slipped my mind and I was going to call you back, or I was, you know what I'm saying? But normally people have their phones all the time and are able to text even if they can't talk on the phone at that moment. So I sent her a text message like, man, I'm sorry to bother you. I don't mean to bother you because I've tried to call you and you're not answering them because, you know what I'm saying, we text primarily. I figured this would be the best way to talk to you. And I'm not going to say what else I said, but when I was saying that, after I got a text message back and then said something else, I was just like, it's crazy that this is how I am. Like, if you blow me off, if you act like you don't want to be bothered, or if I feel ignored, then I'm going to assume that you don't want to be bothered. And I'm not going to keep putting my neck out there for you to damn try to cut my head off. And over the years, I realized that that's how I've been for a little while now. When I left Ohio, okay, so after my mom tried to kill me, and like my whole family kind of shunned me, even though they know she wasn't a good mom, even though they know that she wasn't there for me the way I needed her to be there, even though they know that she didn't discipline me, even though they know that she didn't do right by me, it was still like, no matter what they knew, they shunned me. They act like that I wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that were there for me, you know what I'm saying, wasn't there for me in the way that I thought that they would be there for me. So, when I went to the Army, you know what I'm saying, like, I just left. I said I wasn't never going back, because if I don't have love and support where I'm from my family, then why would I ever go back to a place where I don't feel loved, or I don't feel supported, or I don't feel like people care enough about me, or if they turn their back on me? So I was just like, I'm never going to go back. So after I left, though, I would still call people. I was still, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm really a good person. I really have a good heart. And I'm not saying that because I'm saying it. It's because, like, I really care about people. I really love people. I really feel people deeply, and, you know what I'm saying, care about their souls. And if you really know me listening to this, you like, nah, she really is, you know what I'm saying, like, an honest, upright, good person towards other people. And not for no gain, not because I'm going to get something out of it, but over time, I learned and I realized that if I didn't call people, if I didn't initiate the conversation, if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, doing the most, then I would be a ghost. Like, nobody would call me and check on me. Nobody would be thinking about how I'm doing. Nobody would be wondering if I'm okay, if I'm surviving, if my children are good. Well, I didn't have children then, but now even, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't just call and say, hey, Kaci, just checking on you and the kids. I know you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're doing good, but still, it's good to know that you have support and that, you know, we love you regardless of where you are or what's going on. I've never felt that type of love from my family. And that whole out of sight, out of mind thing is real. So I was just sitting here like, man, over the years, the reason why I stopped being as, like, I'm still loving. I just don't try to go out of my way to be loving towards people that wouldn't pay me no mind on a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't break my neck like I used to. Like, I used to do so much to be so much for so many people. Like, I used to go out of my way to help people, to check on people, to make sure that they was okay. But when I realized that that didn't go both ways, that the love wasn't even exchange, it wasn't mutual, then it was just like, you know what, if I don't call you, will you ever call me? If I don't say hey to you, will you ever say hey to me? And me being distant or being away, like in distance, like living in Atlanta from Ohio, that shouldn't make a difference. But it didn't just stop there, though. Over the course of my life, like, and maybe I am too eager to be there for people. Maybe I am too nice, open, and available, because even like moving to Atlanta, even with making friends when I was in the church that I was in, like, you know, people would call me for stuff. Like, people, like, you know, I'm a dependable person, but when it comes for people to be dependent on, it's really hard to find people that's as dependable. And so when people show me, they say when people show you who they are, believe them. Maya Angelou said that. And when people show me they don't care, when they show me they're not as interested in my mind, my life, my soul, my body, my well-being as I am for them and theirs, when they abuse me, misuse me, neglect me, disrespect me, when they, you know what I'm saying, just are nonchalant about me, then I've learned that it's best for me to distance myself and not bother people, because if I show you love and you don't render that same love, then I feel like I'm bothering you. And so I was just sitting here thinking about my the interaction with my cousin, and I was like, I just don't bother people. If you show me that you don't want to talk to me, or you don't want to be bothered with me, or your love ain't the love that I'm giving, then I feel like I'm bothering you. And before I make myself look desperate, I would prefer to just not bother you at all. Buddy, you could run that back here. Before I do that, I would just make myself not want to be a bother. I'm not going to bother nobody. Listen, this is probably why I am as independent as I have been forced to become. Like, I'm not like, a little bit independent, or independent because, you know what I'm saying, I'm just so strong. I'm independent because I ain't have no choice. I don't have nobody to call and say, hey, can you come and pick up my kids real quick? Nobody that I could say, hey, I need $1,000. Can you say $500? I need $200. I need $100. Like, if I call my mom, she'll probably try to make something happen for me to get it. But the recourse for that happening is almost always much worse, you know what I'm saying, than just figuring it out on my own. Listen, the way I was raised, it didn't ruin me. It created me in such a way to where I'm going to be solid even if nobody else is solid with me. I'm not going to neglect nobody even if I feel neglected. So just because I feel neglected don't mean that I'm going to become neglectful towards people that actually love me. People that love me, I pour back into that love. But what it is that I've learned that I've learned to be there for those that show that they will be there for me. I've learned to love everybody. However, to pour love on people that will pour love on me. So instead of trying to be extra loving to somebody who goddamn wouldn't give a fuck if I died tomorrow, I'm going to be loving to those that would come and support me and be there, you know what I'm saying, for my children if my children needed them. I'm going to only do that if you're consistent. I'm only going to be consistent with being there for people that are consistent with being there for me. Like, I am not begging, desperate, or anything else. So if you show me that you don't give a fuck, I'm going to show you that I don't give a fuck better and still be loving about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no hard feelings. If I feel like I'm bothering somebody, I just won't bother them. I will not put myself in a position to feel like I'm bothering somebody or I'm a burden to somebody or anything like that. And I really accredit that and attest that to the way that I was raised, because, like, literally, if I call my mom 5 days in a row, and I'm just like, Mom, I just want to talk. You my mama. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? What, Kaci? What do you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of attitude that she has. Like, she really act like and treat me like I'm bothering her. Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just, like, just the thought of me talking to her regularly is a problem. And, like, does that hurt? I don't want to say that that's hurtful. What it is that I want a mom. I don't want some bitch off the street, you know what I'm saying, that be bothered with me when they feel like being bothered me. I want a mom that wants to be there for me. Like, I really wanted to call my mom the other day. I was thinking, like, I should call my mom and ask her, does she ever feel bad for not being there for me when I had my children? But I don't know if it's going to cause an argument. Listen, this woman is crazy as fuck, y'all. Like, I think it might cause an argument, or it could possibly make her feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wondering because shit. She feel bad because she goddamn wasn't there for her daughter. That's probably a justifiable feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't feeling bad because you did something right. You're feeling bad because you could have did more. So I hadn't called her and asked her that just because I just don't even feel like arguing with her ass about me asking her about how she feel about that shit. Listen, if you had a mama like my mama, and you had this mama for 38, almost 39 years, then at some point it does become a little bit comical that this is even the dilemma, because I see people with good mamas, like with mamas, it's like, I love my baby, I would never leave. They're sad no matter what is going on, no matter what type of strife they give. And this bitch is not like that. And when I say that, I really mean that shit. She is not like that. Like, when I used to see, I think they called her Prima. She was a young lady who had some immune disorder malfunctions, and you know, she just had a lot of health problems going on. And what blessed me the most about her life, of course, her strength and her endurance during her sickness or whatever, but really blessed me the most, what I loved seeing, was how her mother was there for her and by her side. And every single day that she was sick, and probably before then, until the day she passed away recently. And when I think of her, when I look at people like Kamaya, T.I.'s niece, and her relationship with Precious, man, that shit, it just blesses my heart so much, because it's like, man, I'm so thankful that nobody else have a mama like my mama, because that bitch ain't shit. They say goddamn don't compare, but when you think about what parenting is supposed to be like, no, there is no book to parenting. And yes, she was learning. But what did she learn from her mother relationship? You know what I'm saying? Her mother-daughter relationship didn't teach her shit. The people that she was around growing up didn't teach her shit. Like, so when I look at people that have really close relationships with their mother, it really encourages me, because it's like, man, I'm not tripping. Like, that's why I don't be jealous or, you know what I'm saying, envious of other people's mother-daughter relationship with their moms when they're older like me, or when building relationships with their daughters like I'm building a relationship with mine. Because for a very long time, I thought something was wrong with me for wanting my mother to be closer to me, like to have a regular mother-daughter tight-knit relationship where we could talk about anything, where she never missed an important moment in my life, especially like childbirth. Like, so when I see people that have good moms, it's like, man, I'm so thankful to be able to witness it, because it encourages me for how I want to be a mom, but also that there is nothing wrong with me for wanting my mother to be a mother to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be a birth canal, not to be a surrogate, not to be somebody that's emotionally detached, but to actually feel like my mother cares about my life outside of her narcissism. Listen, if my mama listen to any of these motherfucking videos, she'll really know how I feel now. She shouldn't be offended because, bitch, I'm not lying. And I've been calling her bitches since after she tried to kill me. Like, over the years, even, like, after that, I've forgiven her. I would be around her, try to build a relationship with her. Now, when she come around, she try to be nice. But I think now she try to be nice because she's been so evil towards me. And she know that I will diss the fuck up here. Like, nigga, I will goddamn go ghost for real. Y'all made me feel like that I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, important for so long that I will remove myself from that situation. Like, I will cut her ass off so motherfucking fast that damn she feel like she never had a daughter before. And then she try to play it like a lot of times like I'm the reason why the relationship isn't healthy. But the truth of the matter is, if a person doesn't feel loved, unless they have grown up to be codependent and they are like they're accepting of abuse, then yeah, they will, you know what I'm saying, beg to be a part of your life, let you treat them any type of way. And I've just grown out of letting anybody treat me any type of way. And that really started with my mother. Like, I hated the way my mother treated me. Like, for a very long time, like, just the sheer neglect and disregard. And maybe some of it, like, I try to give excuses for it still to this day, because I am very smart. I catch on quick. I've always been, you know what I'm saying, able to do a lot of things for myself. But some of that is independence that I had to learn from her not being there. And again, like, all of these things taught me how to not bother people that act like they don't want to be bothered. If a person show you that they don't want to be bothered with you, then don't bother them. And I literally learned that honestly. And you know what I'm saying? So when I get distant from people, normally it's because they have shown me that they don't have time for me, that they have no regard for me, that they, you know, can't make time for me, that I'm not a priority. And I've learned from my relationship with my mom that if a person doesn't make you a priority, then to remove yourself from that situation totally, so that you don't get left, feeling abused, neglected, or anything else that will fuck up your mental health. Because when you're in a relationship or have a relationship, especially a parental relationship, that is supposed to be the most loving, supportive relationship that you ever known, and that person doesn't support you, then it would make you turn your back on the world. Thankfully, God placed me in places that provided support, encouragement, and all the things that my mother didn't provide. And I became to be very balanced. But I will not bother somebody or force myself in somebody's life. And the reason why is because I used to always feel like I was bothering my mother. And she just taught me, if somebody acts like that towards you, then don't bother with them. So that's what I do. Coincidentally, I even do that with her. So, yeah, it's crazy. But gotta go. See you later. Love you. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.